All right, good evening. We're live from Kelly Automotive Park as the Butler Bluesox host the Chillicothe Paints for the final time this season. I'm Jaron Steele, joined by Joel Norman. And with a West Virginia 6-1 victory over Champion City this afternoon in their annual Businessman Special game, the Blue Sox are now tied for first place and can move into first place with a win here tonight. And Joel, we got a little over 2.5 weeks left in this season, in the regular season that is, and it's officially going to be a playoff race, and every game is going to be important from here on out.
You know, it seems like exactly like that right now. Every game with a lot of meaning. It's crazy how, all these games seem so important so early on because we still got a lot of time left in the season. But like you said, a lot of tough opponents right now. We got the series with West Virginia about to start up. Just faced Champion City this past weekend, but to kind of pad the record here with Chillicothe again because, really the Blue Sox have really had their way with the Paints this season. A 9-1 overall record against Chillicothe, and they've lost 7 straight to the Blue Sox over that span too. So Butler looking to continue their success today.
And we'll turn to Nick Bucci here this evening. Nick has been one of our stalwarts this summer on the hill. He's comes into tonight with a 4-1 record and a 3.46 earned run average. Chad Roberts will lead off and wear number 15, followed by number 4, Chris Petrucci. Then it'll be number 16, Neil Lambert. Kyle Orloff wearing number 7 will bat cleanup, followed by number 17, a DH, Dalton Bollinger. Number 34, Tanner Picnic, will bat in the 6th spot. In the 7th spot, it'll be Peyton Newsom, wearing number 35, followed by number 2, Ben Aslett. And rounding out the order will be number 26, Drake Peggs.
Bucci looking to continue his recent success as of late, of course. Been, 5 of his 7 starts have been quality starts thus far. One's fouled away, but he's got that shutout out there too. The big thing with him to walk, because it seems like in his best outings there haven't been a lot of walks, including that shutout 2 starts ago against Champion City. Looking to kind of continue that today. Inside, missing for a ball, counts 2-1 to Roberts. Missing again. Now the count moves to 3-1. Roberts been pretty solid as of late over his last 10 games. .333 batting average. Hits in all but 2 of those past 10 games. Swings and misses on that one, though. That was a strike. Moves the count full. 5 pitches so far for Bucci, looking to get his first out of the ball game. Here's the pitch. Swung on, popped high in the air, drifting into foul territory. Gonzalez goes over. Going to have a tough play. Ranges back towards the field and makes the play. 1 away here in the top of the first inning.
Now batting number 4, the shortstop, Chris Petrucci.
Chris Petrucci, the first right-handed batter of the game, stepping up to the plate against the right-hander Bucci. First pitch from Bucci is swung on, hit into shallow center field. Ranging back and making a nice play on the run is Damian Maglione. Not an easy play with the sun in his eyes, but he's able to make the grab for the second out of the inning. Lambert stepping up to the plate now with 2 outs for the Paints. Interesting change in their lineup. We saw last week regularly Roberts, the leadoff hitter, who was hitting third, but right now they've kind of switched things up. Lambert was originally the leadoff hitter. He's gone down to the 3rd spot, so a little bit of a different look for Chillicothe.
Sorry, we were having some audio issues there, but it sounds like everything's working. So I missed the first 2 outs. But
Foul fly out to Gonzalez over at 3rd, and then the fly out in shallow center. Maglione made the play.
Okay. Now pop up into right field. Maglione gives way to Carew. Birthday boy makes the catch for the final out. And that's the way you want to start it if you're Nick Bucci. 1, 2, 3. Go to the Paints here in the top of the first.
And good work for Bucci. That first at-bat was, they got to the full count against Roberts, but besides that, not too bad for Bucci in the 1, 2, 3 first.
Yeah, and well, we'll give you the Blue Sox lineup for tonight, brought to you by the Butler Armco Credit Union. Leading off will be number 10, the left fielder Tanner Murphy, followed by number 13, shortstop Paven Parks. The DH tonight is number 8, Calvin Scott. He's in the 3-hole, followed by the first baseman, number 24, Christian Webb. The third baseman, number 7, Ray Gonzalez, will bat 5th. Center fielder, number 3, Stefan Mercanja, will bat 6th. In the 7-hole will be number 21, Damian Maglione. And then it'll be the catcher, number 9, Eric Bolton. And rounding out the order, celebrating his 20th birthday, number 17, the right fielder, Ben Carew. And they'll face right-hander Zach Harvey from the University of Rio Grande, sophomore from Canova, West Virginia.
And we saw Harvey last week. He's 2-2 on the season with a 4.66 ERA. Don't let the stats deceive you a bit there. Had a really solid outing against the Blue Sox. When he faced Bucci, actually, that was just last week. As I mentioned, he went 6 innings in that one, allowed 3 runs, only 2 earned on 7 hits, struck out 5 and walked 1. Ended up with a no decision, though, because, of course, that was the game. But nonetheless, it was a solid start for him. And like Bucci, we might see another bit of a pitcher's duel again this week.
And also, but the start before that at home on July 6th did not go well for Harvey against Butler. He went 4 1/3, allowed 7 runs on 6 hits, 2 walks, 7 strikeouts in a 14-2 loss. Tanner Murphy at the plate. He will look at the first pitch and it's rolled a ball. Home plate umpire tonight, Todd Steffen, Jack Peck on the bases. Defensively for Chillicothe, Picnic behind home plate, Roberts at first, Peggs at second, Aslett at third, Petrucci at shortstop, Orloff in left, Lambert in center, and Newsom in right. 2-0 now to Murphy. No check swing, no swing, 3-0.
Murphy looking to keep up his recent success as of late, riding a 9-game hitting streak, hitting .307 over that span. So hoping to keep things well here.
Takes a called strike here. Last night he led off the bottom of the first with a double down the left field line. And
easy way to keep that streak going right there. He'd love to just get on base here with a base hit.
3-1, chop to third. Aslett will throw to first and get Murphy for the first out. So with 1 out, here's Paven Parks. He homered last night. Line drive shot over the right center fence.
Yeah, it was his 3rd home run of the season. Not a lot of power we've seen out of him, but as of late, done a really solid job. Kind of like this whole Blue Sox team, hitting his stride in July, it seems like. We mentioned how Butler, tied for first place right now, 11-6 in the month of July. Seems like the bats have really come out during that time, too.
Yeah, I think at July 5th, whenever they left, we were 500. So
correct.
It's just been quite the turnaround. With foul down left field line. Blue Sox are 6-4 in their last 10. Chillicothe 3-7 over that same span. The hottest team in the league is Terre Haute. They've won 9 out of their last 10.
Just as mentioned how successful Butler's been in July, it's been quite the opposite for Chillicothe. 5-12 this month so far.
There's a called strike, 1-2. Yeah, there's only 2 teams in the league that have had worse stretches. Springfield is 2-8 in their last 10, and so is Quincy. But Quincy's been struggling all year. 1-2 outside. All right, now full count. Second straight batter that Harvey has started the game, 3-ball count.
Like to see that patience early on by the Blue Sox hitters in the first inning, try and get the pitch count up.
3-2 foul tip. Park stays alive.
Had to go back and look, though, to make sure it wasn't caught for a second. I wasn't quite sure if he was out or not, but Weren't able to get a handle on that one.
Yeah, ended up hitting off of Picnic's chest protector. He was able to deflect it enough away from the mitt.
That's what you talk about in these full counts, just staying alive, trying to foul him off, just getting the bat on it.
3-2 again. This one's sinking liner in left field. That's going to fall for a base hit. Just a little flare that just found its way in between Petrucci and Orloff.
Yeah, obviously it didn't get all of that one, but that's an inside pitch there. You kind of want to just see what you can do with it. Just get the bat on, see what you can do. And as high as he hit that, I wasn't sure if that was going to drop down, but got enough air and enough distance on it.
Yeah, just a perfect location. We saw that last night with Calvin Scott in right field. He did about the same thing. Well, he's at the plate now. And here's a pitch. It's chopped to short. Petrucci's got it. Throw to second for one. Oh, that's all they'll get. Pegs will eat it, and a fielder's choice. There's 2 away.
Like we've said before, that's an easy one you'll take there. You got to get the lead runner, get a guy out of scoring position, and probably better on that side for Pegs to just not throw to first. It was going to be tight anyway if there was even going to be a chance. I don't think he would have had Scott as fast as he is.
Christian Webb with 2 outs. We'll try to duplicate what he did last night with a big RBI double in the first inning. Got us off and running.
And Webb has that 235 and adding average entering tonight, but does have 10 extra base hits.
Takes a called strike here. 1-1 count. He's turned it on. He's like, we've talked about a lot of these guys picking up their game. He's really done well in the second half of the year. 1-1, fouled straight back.
It's been the form of a couple games just with that big hit like we've talked about. You know, the average not quite where he'd like it for sure, but as we were just talking about the big double yesterday, we've seen him just have some of these games where he just pops out and gets those winning runs, drives them in, or he scores them himself.
That series that they had against Chillicothe last time, he went 5 for 10 with
I believe
4
so.
extra base hits. And now they got Calvin Scott picked off of first base. 1-3-6. He's tagged out to end the inning. Yeah, we'll go to the second here. Scoreless ball game at Kelly Automotive Park.
There is no score between the Chillicothe.
second, Kyle Orloff. Started out headed towards the wall, but then comes back in and makes the catch one away.
Struggles for Orloff versus the Bluesox continuing that. He's got no hits in his last in 5 of his 7 games against the Bluesox. Came in with 200 batting average against them. That's like he go down like fly.
Well, here's Bollinger. Had a couple of hits last night. Takes a strike here. Last night he homered and singled. And he's 0-2 here after a foul tip.
Yeah, one of 2 home runs that Chillicothe hit last night, but in one of the tighter games between these two teams, they still couldn't find a way to pull that one out.
Oh, ball roped to left field. That'll be a base hit. And Bollinger is on with 1 out.
Now batting number 34, the catcher, Tanner Picnic.
Nothing on the ground so far against Booch. It's all been in the air. Then, I mean, that was one of the lower hit balls. Granted, we did have a foul fly out, so you can generate that to being a factor of soft contact. But, you know, a little disturbing to see too many of these balls getting up and in the air. I've seen several flyouts so far.
Yeah, now Picnic is at the plate. And pitch is low. So Eric Bolton, the catcher tonight, tried to cut his own hair today.
I was going to say his hair, you can't see it obviously, but it did look different during the national anthem.
It didn't work out.
So he cut it himself?
I saw a video of it, yeah.
Oh, boy.
He got a little too close on the sides.
Really?
Yeah.
It looked pretty thin on the back, and I was thinking, you know, maybe you should just take it all off at that point, right, and just completely restart, you know, tabula rasa style, clean slate.
2-0 count here. Line drive, base hit into left by Picnic, and 2 men on here with 1 out.
Boy, Picnic hit that right in the same spot that Bollinger did, too. Similar spots. Got to wonder if the Blue Sox are going to try and make some adjustments defensively off of that, maybe shift over a little bit.
Bolton out to have a quick word with him.
Bolton looked like he shaved the beard, too, by the way.
Yeah.
That was a little bigger before, that
Yeah.
the playoff beard size, but...
A look out at second. And pitch in there for a called strike. Newsom homered last night, his first one of the summer. Just playing in his 8th game with Chillicothe. Ooh. He took something off there and gets the swing through on what looked like Newsom was geared up for the fastball, and this was a little bit too early.
Had him fooled. Yeah, Newsom made his debut. You mentioned only 8 games now. Was against last week against the Blue Sox. I believe it was on Wednesday, so a week ago today.
0-2 delivery. Hit the center field on a line right to Mercanje. He'll make the catch. That's a loud out, but we'll take it.
You'll take that, absolutely. Like we said, all the balls have been hit off of Bucci this inning. You hear that good crack of the wood in it. Obviously we had 2 singles right in towards the gap between short and third, but that one just hung up in the air long enough to be caught by Mercanje.
Ben Aslett now with 2 men on, 2 outs, looking to try to extend the inning for the Paints. Ball bounces away from Bolton. Neither runner will move up, though. Ooh, it just slipped out of his mitt.
It looked like that, too. You know, I wonder if Bollinger was kind of shielded. Someone was blocking his view there, because when Bolton fumbled it the second time, I think that's when you got to take off. I'm just wondering if maybe Bollinger at second base didn't see that, because I thought there was plenty of time to advance, but he chose not to.
Oh, man. Here's the 1-0. It's high. Bucci laboring a bit here in this inning. Like you said, he's had a lot of loud outs and has allowed 2 ringing singles to left. For him, that's laboring, because he's been pretty stout all year. Had 3-hit shutout against these guys earlier this summer. Called strike here.
Just trying to work his way back into this count here. He'll take whatever out you get, even if it is in the air at this point. But just got to gather this thing and then try to reset in the dugout for the third.
Here's the 2-1. That's a hard foul ball into off the Blue Sox dugout. Thankfully, there's a fence there guarding it.
Seems like a lot of his off-speed stuff has been the stuff that's been hit hard in this inning. So maybe it's become predictable for Bucci. You got to wonder if the game plan is going to change up a little bit there. But the bright side of that foul ball, as hard as that's hit, 2-2 count right now. So maybe you try and attack on the outside corner to Aslett here, or you try and do just try and not give him something to hit. You still got a ball to work with here, but got to find a way to get out of the inning.
Oh, yeah, he's 2-2, 2 outs, and number 2 at the plate. Check of second. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off. That'll make it out of the stadium.
Bucci went upstairs on that one, trying to get a chase high, but yeah, that was one Aslett had to reach out a little bit for. So it wasn't anything to hit, but he swung anyway. So you'll take that.
Yeah, protecting.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you don't want to get caught looking here.
Not at all. 2 outs and 2 on.
Another 2-2. This ball's hit the right field. Carew is underneath it, and he makes the catch for the final out. No runs, 2 hits, no errors, and 2 men left stranded. We'll go to the bottom of the second, scoreless here in Butler. Christian Webb is at the plate to start the second. Now, I'm going to tell you something. He's not requested Justin Bieber's walkout song.
You don't say.
But he got to hear it twice already.
You got to get to that first at-bat.
Yeah, that's right, because he was at the plate last inning, but then Calvin Scott was picked off of first base, so he gets a double dip. And he's down 0-1 here. And now he's down 0-2 after a swing through.
Yeah, Scott, of course, getting caught stealing to end the first. Only the 3rd time this season he's been caught stealing. He's been so successful. Of course, those 24 stolen bases still lead the Prospect League.
And Webb strikes out on a high fastball. 1 out here in the second.
Yeah, it was just a little bit outside. Webb probably didn't need to give chase. And it looked like he knew right after he started swinging. It was a little too late, but 1 away for the Bluesox.
Okay, so Ray Gonzalez is at the plate now. He did not choose the Explorer theme song. It's his walkout, so he just gave a clap into the dugout. Everybody knows who the culprit is, I'm guessing.
Good stuff.
I'll tell you what, you change Patrick Ferguson's song once, he's going to make everybody on the team pay.
Get them all, right?
0-1 count. Here's the pitch. It's to the backstop.
Gonzalez comes up with a .262 batting average, falling off a little bit this month. He's had his struggles. The season's kind of gone deeper. He had a hot start to the year, but of course he had that big hit last week to defeat Chillicothe. Last time these two teams met here.
1-1 is a swing through. Yeah, that was a really good at bat. He was down to 2 strikes there, and he was able to hit a hard liner the other way to get us the win that night. 1-2. Popped out of the stadium. Ferguson gets the day off today. But
A lot of players did.
yeah.
You know, Golikowski's got the day off too. Meeker has the day off. So it's not really, the B lineup for the Blue Sox, but a few guys out.
Yeah, just guys getting a rest. They're going to be playing a lot down the stretch, I would imagine.
Yeah, a lot of games. And then you got both tomorrow, too. We don't know how long that first one's going to go. It starts in the bottom of the 10th, so who knows?
Check swing. It's a called strike 3. And back-to-back Ks here for Harvey in the second.
Early in the game, still kind of feeling out that strike zone there, but that one looked like it was pretty close. I think that could have gone either way. I wasn't quite sure, but nonetheless, good start for Harvey to this inning. Back-to-back Ks, as you mentioned.
So with 2 outs, Mercanja at the plate. He'll take a fastball for a called strike. Harvey not messing around. I was talking with Jacob, the Chillicothe announcer. He said that Harvey's a competitor. This ball's fouled out of play, and he's showing it here early on. Even though they've had a rough stretch here, he's going to try to be the stopper.
Yeah, we saw that, last week. He gave a real solid outing. Some of these guys, they're not going to have the best stuff, but, they're going to fight. You know what I mean? You're going to see the way they rally back into at-bats.
Well, he gets Mercanja to strike out here. Strike out the side here in the second. We'll go to the third. Scoreless ball game here at Kelly Automotive Park. Top of the third here. The Blue Sox and Paint scoreless so far. Drake Peggs leads off for Chillicothe so far. Butler with 1 hit. Chillicothe with 2.
Peggs comes up with a .209 batting average on the season. And we talked about this last week, too. You get to the bottom of this order, some real struggling hitters for Chillicothe.
Well, yeah, he had a rough night in the field last night, too. Had a pair of errors. And it's looking to make amends for. He swings through the first pitch. Here's the 0-1. Swing and a miss again. Peggs goes to Eastern Michigan. Of course, part of the Mid-American Conference. And he will chop ball that is barehanded by Parks, but then he can't keep the handle. I don't think he would have had a play anyway. It's slow chopper for a single for Drake Peggs.
All 3 hits in that same spot. Doesn't matter what the hitters are, right-handed or left-handed. It's pretty wild. They've all gone right over to that spot.
Now batting number 15, first baseman Chad Roberts.
That was so weakly hit.
It was.
It's gonna be hard to make a play on it.
It's just funny. They're all getting it right that same spot. I mean, they saw Gonzalez got the glove on it, but like you said, too weakly hit to think about throwing over to first.
Chad Roberts takes outside. The most hits that Bucci's allowed to start is 12. This is a chopper to second. Maglione bobbles it, but recovers to get at least 1 out here. Yeah, Peggs will move up to second. It's probably actually might have been a difficult play regardless to get Pegs at second because
he was running.
He was running on the pitch. So
yeah, I thought either way that was going to be a little too tough. You know, good job by Maglione, able to settle down though, make the quick decision with the easy out at first just to go for that one. Yeah, he'd like to have that double play, but like you said, probably not an option there.
Petrucci. That's a play. Yeah, it's interesting because sometimes on a play like that, you'll see that second baseman vacate, and he didn't. It's a little flare to center. Mercanja will get to it and make the catch for the second out. Sounded like that was a little bit more off the end of the bat.
Just a bit. Yeah, he didn't really like the contact he got there, but he kind of hung up a bit in there. And that's what Bucci will take. I was lamenting it earlier. I said there's too many fly ball outs in this one, but ones like that where you're barely getting out the end of the bat, you'll take that. That's soft contact. You're hitting your spots. They're not getting good wood on it, so that's a good second out there to get.
And not only that, you get them on one pitch.
Exactly.
So
that's what you love it the most. Any out on a single pitch is nice.
Lambert takes a called strike. He flew out to right field his first time up.
A little surprised they switched up the lineup this week. We saw Roberts usually, who's leading off to usually third, fourth, or fifth last week, and Lambert was typically the leadoff batter, but today he's hitting third.
Pitch misses. Yeah, I guess whenever you're struggling the way they are against Butler, you got to try something different.
I think so, but I mean, Lambert leads the team in on-base percentage. Maybe that also leading him in on-base plus slugging. OPS, of course, maybe that's why he's down lower because maybe get an extra base hit. But boy, I'm thinking when you're a team like Chillicothe, you want to get guys on base as soon as you can, plus get them the most at-bats possible. So I was a little surprised at that lineup change.
Inside fastball makes it 2-1. Yeah, that's probably part of the reason that Lambert has slid into that 3 spot. Orlov, who you said behind him,
I'd almost rather have
he's been dry so far.
Change it up a little bit. Have Lambert first, probably Roberts or Orlov second, and then the other third.
This ball's hit the left field. It's up there for a while, but Murphy's underneath it. He makes the catch for the final out. And no runs. 1 hit, no errors, and a man left at second will go to the bottom of the third. Still scoreless here in Butler.
The Butler Bluesox in the bottom of the third inning.
I thought I heard you, my bad.
Number 21, second baseman Damian Maglione.
Damian Maglione is in the box, ready to go here in the bottom of the third. Blue Sox and Payne scoreless so far. Maglione takes a pitch outside. Last inning, Harvey ruled the day. He struck out the side. Maglione fouls one off over to Cody Harrell with a bare hand snag and throws it right back to Harvey.
Looking to change things up here. Maybe you see a few more pitches, foul a couple more off. Blue Sox got to change their approach a little bit.
Yeah, Harvey's been solid. He's allowed the 1 single to Pavin Parks. Good check by Maglione on a pitch that would skim the plate.
Maglione comes in with a .216 batting average. 4 extra base hits on the season. One of those a home run.
Oh, hard hit ball up the middle. That'll be a base hit for Maglione. Leadoff single right back up the box.
Good piece of hitting. It was an inner part of the zone, it looked like. Kind of got the inner part of the bat, but he got enough on it. Not quite on the good wood of it that we talk about, but just a bit inside. Does a nice job of just kind of putting it in play there, and it goes up the middle for a base hit.
It's a good way for Maglione to get it going here. And there, now Bolton. It's a trifecta of Ferguson walkouts.
It's just about everyone in the lineup, it feels like.
Throw over to first. Bolton was actually the guy who changed Ferguson's walk-up last week. So
I have to have an investigation of it just so we can get straight where it started, who all's been affected by it,
yeah.
you know, who's entitled to some compensation.
Pitch high. It just shows you how good these guys get along, though. They're
Yes, we talked about that last week. We said, you know, you start winning, you guys get along a little bit more. It's nice to see the chemistry really building with this team.
1-0. Bolton chops it off the plate. Harvey will have one play. That'll be to first, and he'll get it there in time. But that works just as well as a bunt. If you're going to make it out there, it's a good way to do it.
Effectively a swinging bunt, and better than a lot of the bunts we've seen this summer. You know, the way that one was, hit it off the ground. Not quite as high as those old Baltimore chops that we'd like to see back in the day, but effective enough, advancing Maglione into scoring position.
Yeah, that was effective. I mean, you're right. It was almost like if it was not the turf, you could call it a Baltimore chop.
That's a good point.
They didn't obviously have that back then, but yeah, it was similar to that, like you said.
It's a heck of a thing to consider. That was a tactic for baseball.
Yeah.
I mean, was it as enjoyable to watch when everyone's trying to pound the ball into the ground as hard as possible instead of pound it over the fence?
No, I don't think.
I don't think so either.
A check at second, and Carew hits one off the Dubrook building behind us. Hopefully, I'm pulling for Ben to have a good game so we can give him player of the game on his birthday.
That would be nice too, and get the Gatorade shower too.
Yeah, that's become a tradition too.
Winning so much at home has helped it out.
1-1 count. Check of second. Here's the pitch. Carew chops it into the paint, off the Paints dugout.
We saw last night when Calvin Scott was our player of the game. He was trying to avoid the Gatorade bucket, but didn't he have to get held in place?
Yeah.
And they dumped it on him.
They threw one at him, and he got away from that one.
He dodged that one?
Yeah, and then the second one, one of the teammates held him up so they could dunk him.
How about that?
Give him the Gatorade back. Maglione to second. Ooh, close. He just gets his hand back in time on a pickoff throw by Harvey. The tag was applied by Pegs, but he just got his hand in there.
If Harvey's throws on the money, I think Maglione's easily out there, but threw it a little bit wide. Had to reach for that.
That's a rare thing to see. A lot of times they just step off and look you back to second. They tried to pick off play there. There's a ball into the gap by Carew, and that will go to the wall. Maglione's in to score. Carew is going for three, and he will be there standing up with an RBI triple. It's 1-0.
Happy birthday, Ben Carew. Nice way to start things for this inning for the Bluesox. It looked like that was bobbled a little bit and centered by Lambert. He didn't have a great feel on the ball at first, so Carew, without hesitation, went from second to third. Might as well have just stood up going in there. Throw nowhere near in time, but RBI triple for Ben Carew.
All right, so we're off to a good start with Ben. He's 1 for 1 with a triple. And now Tanner Murphy at the plate. Grounded out to third base in the first. 1-0 Blue Sox here in the third inning. Infield is in. And here's the pitch. It's a called strike. It took a minute for the infield to creep in there. That's almost like Harvey was just waiting for him to get into the correct position.
Maybe they missed the signs or something, kind of forgot about it. But, yeah, you've got to get a play at the plate if you can. It's only 1-0, Blue Sox.
0-1. Murphy chops it into field level.
Ought to mention, though, that triple by Carew is second of the season. Now got more triples than home runs on the year.
0-2. Here's the pitch. It's outside. Another foul tip by Murphy. Looked like he was out ahead of that one, just got a piece of it.
Yeah, it wasn't a fastball for sure. It wasn't like that was, too slow of a pitch, like a changeup or something. But, yeah, like you mentioned, Murphy a little ahead of that one.
It was kind of an awkward swing.
I thought so,
He almost had to change it midway to get
just
a piece.
to make contact with the ball.
Another 1-2. That's a good curveball in there for a strike. Murphy knows it. He's headed back to the dugout after the fourth strikeout by Harvey. That's just a good pitch. There's nothing you can do about that.
Yeah, it is, and that's one where about probably halfway through, as it came to the plate, I think Murphy might have known what it was, but known it was too late, and he didn't want to humiliate himself.
Just shake your head and head back to the dugout.
That's all you can really do with that one. That's a tough one. Great pitch, though, by Harvey.
Pavin Parks singled his last time up, and he comes out swinging, but misses the first pitch.
That hit extended his hitting streak to 6 games now, hitting .390 over that stretch.
The 0-1 popped up. That'll make it out of the stadium. And just a strike, 0-2.
But nice to get one more run here, even though we've said, Chillicothe does struggle to score runs, but you want to kind of get them out of it as early as you can. Probably not going to get another one if you just get in Carew here, being that there's 2 outs, but it'd be nice to have that 2-run lead going into the next inning.
.0-2 again, outside. Good take by Parks on a close one.
Yeah, we're seeing Harvey go into these breaking balls a lot in the 2 strike counts. That's been a lot closer than some of the other ones were, but hoping for a chase from Parks. Didn't get it, though.
And Parks swings through the pitch. He strikes out to end the inning. But the Blue Sox do get one on an RBI triple by Ben Carew. And we'll go to the 4th with Butler leading it 1-0.
Presented by the Butler Health System, we lead the Chillicothe Paints.
All right, we're to the top of the 4th here in Butler with Chillicothe trailing 1-0. Chillicothe at the plate. But Ben Carew gives us a run last inning with a big RBI triple that scored Damian Maglione.
No doubt on that one that was going to get down. We just wondered how far back it was going to go and how far he was going to run.
If you're just joining us, the Blue Sox are currently tied for first place because Champion City lost to West Virginia today 6-1 down in Beckley in their annual businessman special game. Foul ball here, 0-2 count. And so that means if the Blue Sox are able to win here tonight, they'll be in first place headed into tomorrow's de facto doubleheader with West Virginia. It's an extended game and then a 9-inning game after that. Or suspended game, I should say, then a 9-inning game after that. Here's a base hit for Orloff, and that ends a long streak for him.
Yeah, we just mentioned that he had some struggles against the Blue Sox, hitless in the last 5 games against the Blue Sox, but now finally it would go, and it's just a weak single to left, but that'll do it.
Yeah, 4th hit of the night for the Paints. Bollinger has one of them. He's at the plate now. All singles so far for Chillicothe. Bucci sets, checks the runner, checked over his shoulder like he was looking at a runner
Quick
a second, but there was nobody there. But
that was a quick look. But Bucci, we mentioned he's maybe not had his best stuff so far, but been a heck of a workhorse this season. Entering tonight, 49 and a third innings pitched.
Oof. Ball almost went and hit him. Now throw to second, and he is safe. That was a close play, but I do believe that Orlov beat the tag. That's a wild pitch on Bucci, and it allows the runner to move into scoring position.
It looks like it was bobbled a little bit by Maglione at second there, too. It looked like it was going to be a close play, but the slot, it looked like he was going to beat it, but I wonder if Maglione gets it the first time and able to make the turn to his left, and maybe he gets the out, but
the ball just kind of rolled a little bit away from Bolton. It was a bouncer. There's another one. Good block this time. Bucci having a little trouble with the handle here.
Yeah, like we said, if you're Bolton in this case, just keep it in front of you because it's going to be a lot easier to keep an eye on the base running game if you're able to do that than it is if it's going to your left or your right. And you've got to glance and decide which one to do, throw or find the ball.
3-0 is high for ball 4, and there are 2 men on with nobody out. First walk issued.
Now batting number 34, the catcher.
Bolton will go out and have a quick word. Tanner Picnic singled his last time up. He's the next guy that Bucci will face here. This is really actually he had first and second with nobody out, or with 1 out in the second. So this is the first time he's had 2 runners on, nobody out tonight.
For Bucci, you think you got to get back to that fastball. The breaking balls have been a real struggle for him so far. So I'm looking to see him pump more fastballs in there.
He comes with a pitch in there for a called strike on the inner part of the plate. A check of second by Bucci. Here's the pitch. It's fouled off, hits the umpire, Steffen. He says he's all right, though. Looked like I hit him in the shin guard.
Looked like that a little bit, but looking at the pitches here from Bucci, looked like that first one was a bit of a slider, a little off movement on that. Then he went with a fastball there. Wondering what he'll do for a strike there. As I mentioned, he's been going a lot of off speed for these strike 3 pitches, change balls, curve balls. So see what he can do here.
0-2, curveball into the net. Here it comes into the first row. Almost took out the Butler Notables who sang the national anthem here tonight.
Can't do that. Probably going to need them for the we saw last week. I think we had a group who sang the anthem and then did Take Me Out to the Ball Game in the 7th. So it might be a similar situation. We need to keep them intact.
Yes. Another 0-2 upcoming. Here's the pitch from Bucci. It's a curveball that was way high. It did drop, but well past the batter.
Yeah, 2 straight breaking balls, but he's missed. Well, the one was fouled off, I believe, but nonetheless, Bucci, we'll see if he keeps going with them or goes with a fastball.
He goes with a pitch high. He's just having a little bit of trouble with his breaking stuff right now.
That one looked like a fastball.
Yeah,
that was a little too high, though. So his location has been off in addition to just the stuff on the breaking pitches. So it's hard to say what the approach needs to be then.
2-2, chopped foul up the first base line.
Boy, that's one's a pitcher. You're hoping that goes fair because that's an easy out right there. But
yeah, the problem would be both guys would have moved
that's
up
the
on
only
that.
downside
That's a
of
bunt.
that. But basically, unless that's fielded over at first by Webb and he turns and throws to first, but it looked like Bucci was ready to pounce on that.
Well, still a 2-2 here with Picnic, who's been a tough out here. Now he gets a ground ball up the middle, fielded by Maglione on to Parks for one on to stall first, and it bounces out of the mitt of Webb. They would have had the double play ball there, but it ends up just being a fielder's choice, and there's one away. That was a good job by Maglione picking that in the hole, flipping to Parks for one, bare hand grab, throws to first, and Webb unfortunately couldn't squeeze it.
Not an easy play by Maglione up the middle, just to make that little toss in an awkward position. Not one you're used to making in the double play spot, but got the out there, just couldn't get the one at first. Webb's was at first last night, looked pretty solid there, but you know, when you're not playing there every night as he isn't always doing, you're gonna see plays like that occasionally.
Yeah, just squeeze out of the mitt. That'll happen. And Newsom chases a high fastball, swings through it. So runners on the corners with one out. Butler leading 1-0. Here's the pitch. It's high.
Second pitch was about the same location, vertically, of course, as that first one, but Newsom with patience there.
Yeah, he laid off that time. First one, his eyes must have lit up or something because he went chasing.
Saw that fastball.
1-1. There you got him to go above the belt again on a fastball. It's 3 now that he's left high above the zone that Newsom's chased 2 out of the 3.
You got to wonder if that's just Bucci saying he wants to, in his head, so I'm going to change my approach up here. And yeah, like you said, all 3 high to Newsom. Wonder what he does for hopefully the strike 3 pitch.
2 grounded through the hole out into left field. That'll be a base hit for Newsom. That'll tie the ball game. Is coming in to score is Orloff. And
Number 2, the third baseman, Ben Aslett.
RBI single makes it 1-1.
All 5 base hits in between shortstop and third base. It's kind of scary how much of a theme that's become in this one, but everything is being hit in that direction there. You know, like you said, tie ball game here.
Well, Ben Aslett flew out to right field his first time up. Will try to keep the train going for Chillicothe. There's still 2 men on with 1 out. Here's the pitch. Bucci has it bounce off. It hit Aslett. And it's going to load the bases. Hit by pitch.
At least if you're going to do that when it happens on the first pitch. I mean, you never like hitting a guy, but at least that pitch count stays a little bit low here. And reset and try and get pegs out now.
Number 26.
So now if you're Bucci, you got to bear down here, try to get a ground ball.
You think the play's got to be at the plate because we got a tie ball game right now, but really any base will do in a lot of ways. If you can get a double play, of course, you got to go for that. A lot of ways you're hoping for a bouncer to third or first where you can just maybe touch the bag and then toss home for that one, but got to get the right ball here.
Josh Forbes will go out and have a word with him real quick here. Probably a good move. I mean, you got the bases loaded with 1 out here. Bucci struggling with command, struggling with his breaking pitches especially.
Yeah.
Maybe just try to help him out, give him a quick pep talk here.
He's missing high on a lot of them, which is surprising. Usually you're just going to see a lot of them in the dirt, but a lot of them have been high. After a couple of at-bats, we saw 2 batters ago against Picnic when Bolton had to chase a few side to side. That was an issue, but now it looks like a game plan for Bucci has been to attack high after some struggles, but let's see what he does now after the hit by pitch inside. I wonder if he's going to go try and attack hitters on the outside of the plate right now, but something's got to change because it's been a real issue these last 3 innings for Bucci.
Once again, now batting number 26, second baseman Drake Peggs.
Drake Peggs hitting 209 coming into tonight. Is ready to go. Bucci's first offering to him is fouled off. Peggs with 4 doubles on the season, 8 runs batted in. He's walked 7 times and struck out 36. Here's the 0-1. Ground ball foul by the Blue Sox dugout. So, got him where he had Newsom 0-2 here. Every batter this inning has reached base. The only out was on the fielder's choice. Here's the pitch. It's a good block by Bolton on a low. I don't know if that was a fastball or not. It
Looked like it was a break-in pitch.
It didn't have much break.
Yeah, but like you said, not too much. So, and that's what the problem has been with the breaking balls. We've seen them. We saw a few batters go first pitch one, and we couldn't tell if it was a fastball or not because there was so little break on it.
The 1-2 inside.
been the struggle for Bucci in this one, is that strike 3 pitch. Getting batters to chase. He hasn't been able to do it. Hasn't struck anyone out so far in the game.
Two delivery, another foul ball by Pegs to stay alive. Yeah, you're right. He hasn't had the strikeout pitch going to this point. Although Bucci has not been a guy who's racked up a ton of strikeouts this season. If we look, he only has 33 and 49 in the third innings. And so it's not been a thing for him. He gets a strikeout here, though, as Pegs chases a pitch way out of the zone. And he immediately just turns around and marches back to the dugout.
Oh, that's a frustrating one if you're Pegs. You know, that's one that was pretty clearly not in the zone, but you go digging for it. You try to find something out of it, but not in there. But like we said, as we were talking about, Bucci gets his first strikeout of the game.
Now Chad Roberts fouls one out of the stadium. And what a time for that first strikeout. Bases loaded with 1 out. Now your defense can play back. You got forced at any base here.
Yeah.
You get a ground ball. You're getting out of this inning at 1-1.
Partly since he didn't have a strikeout in this game, we were just talking. We're saying, where's the play at depending on where it's hit, you got to get the out at home. Now, any base, any out will do.
0-1. Roberts lines it to right, and Carew is there. He took a circuitous route because that ball was chugging in a hurry, but he was able to get there for the out and strand the bases loaded.
One way to get out of the threat. Third time in the 4 innings so far, Carew has ended an inning with a catch, and boy, that's been his best one yet.
1 run, 2 hits, no errors, and 3 men left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 4th. It's 1-1. Ready to go in the bottom of the 4th. 1-1 ball game. Here's Calvin Scott. And he will take a pitch outside from Zach Harvey, who was allowed just 3 hits through the first 3 innings, but did allow an RBI triple by Ben Carew. They made it 1-0 at the time. Payne's got one back in the top of the 4th here, and it's now a 1-1 ball game. Scott swung through. He's at a 1-1 count. Here's the pitch from Harvey. It's lined into the net. Thank goodness. That net's there.
It's like I say a lot of times when people complain about the expanded netting at the major league level, a ball like that, whether you're paying attention or not, it's going to be tough to make a play on in the stands, glove or not.
Nah, you're not getting. Now Scott strikes out on a curveball. Good pitch from Harvey, and he's now racked up 6 strikeouts.
We talked about the struggles for Bucci to have a strike 3 pitch, but Harvey's got it going to his breaking ball. So that one, it looked like a slight break on the inside. It looked like it was a curveball. Just got Scott chasing. Both times he's gotten his strikeouts have come in pairs of 3s.
Called strike to Webb. He was a strikeout victim in the 2nd inning. It's behind the fastball, 0-2. Just not seeing it very well. His swings have been very late here tonight.
They have.
That's first at bat.
Yeah, when Webb struck out, like you were just talking about, he just a real late swing. Nothing too hard either.
He gets a roller to second. Pegs has it. Throw to first, 2 away.
Now batting number 7, third baseman Ray Gonzalez.
Brings up Ray Gonzalez. Poor guy.
I thought he probably figured he was only getting this for 1 at bat, but he's getting it for 2. Rough stuff.
Ferguson's a savage. He really is. Gonzalez takes outside. Harvey has, we talked about Bucci struggling with his curveball. Harvey, the opposite. He's used that curveball a lot, and I think it's a good fastball across here. And it's been effective, very effective.
I love the movement on it. The more you see of it dancing around, the more these guys are going to swing at them. And
1-1 line drive into right center. That'll get down. It's going to go to the wall. Gonzalez is around first. He's headed for second. He's going to be there standing up with a 2-out double.
And that was a stand-up double by number
good work by Gonzalez on that one, waiting out. Hits it to the opposite field, so it didn't get his best swing on it, but he was able to get that out there. Blue Sox have some life with 2 outs.
And brings up Mercanja. He struck out his first time up. Gonzalez with his...
I believe that's 7 now for him. 7 doubles.
7 doubles. And coming in tonight hitting .262. Here is Mercanja, homered in Champion City on Sunday. Fouls one off here.
Something you don't usually see out of Stefan Marcanja. You look on the season, he's got averages a home run every 59 at-bats. So compare that to someone like Patrick Ferguson with 14 home runs, averaging a home run every 9.5 at-bats. Marcanja's in there just to get on base. That's the biggest thing for him. You look on the season, on-base percentage of .356. Not awful. It could be a little bit better, but you've got to find ways to get on.
Ball popped out of the stadium, and that makes it 2 strikes on Mercanja.
Infielders are back, except for third baseman Ben Aslett playing just past the line of the bag.
0-2, just foul down the third base line. That would have probably been extra bases. Got to straighten it out just a tad.
Just a bit. That would have scored Gonzalez easily. I like that approach from Marcanja. It wasn't like he was swinging too hard at that. He was just trying to get some contact out of it.
Just a little bit early on that curveball.
A little bit.
Yeah, 3 versus 3 here. I just noticed that. Harvey wearing number 3. Rare number for a pitcher.
Single digits are always weird.
Another chopper foul. Mercanja staying alive. I like how Picnic tried to bring that into fair territory there.
Yeah, Todd Steffen, the home plate umpire, had a good look on it, though, to make sure there was no out record on the play. But you got to do that as a catcher. Framing pitches, making plays like that. Do whatever you can to get your team an extra out.
Sleight of hand. The 0-2 again, another foul ball by Mercanja. Boy, he's wearing him out here, staying alive, and maybe he'll get rewarded for it.
He was late on that one for sure, but just got the bat on it to prolong the at bat. 3 straight foul balls for Marcanja, but that's one. I mean, that was in there a little bit high, but once you start that swing, you got to at least make contact and push it foul.
A little flare out to right field. That's going to hook foul, though. Again, Staying alive.
Classic two-strike approach. Shorten up your swing, go to the opposite field. Don't look to try to pull it, because if you're doing that, you're going to have to get a heavier swing. And it started earlier, but if you're Marcangeli, you're just trying to get it in play like we talk about. It's not someone who's going to hit a lot of home runs or doubles, any extra base hits. A single will do right here to bring Gonzalez.
This is one of them deals where he's almost in swing mode here. He's fouled 6 off. Maybe this is a chance for Harvey to throw one in the dirt. And instead, he'll get a little chopper right back to him, and he'll run it over to first, flip to Roberts, and that will end the inning.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please direct your
no runs, 1 hit, no errors, a man left on base. We'll go to the 5th. It's 1-1.
Our Warriors in the Laskowski Plumbing. Leading off, number 4, the shortstop, Chris Petrucci.
Ready to go here in the top of the 5th, a 1-1 ball game with the Paints sending Petrucci to the plate. Lambert and Orloff will follow. The 2, 3, 4 hitters for Chillicothe. First pitch is a called strike. See if Bucci has been able to settle down here a little bit this inning.
Yeah, allowed runners on base each of the last 3 innings. Got out of the jam the first 2, the second and third, now in the 4th.
A little flare over Maglione's head into center field. That'll be a leadoff single for Petrucci, and they've had Bucci's number here a little bit here tonight.
Yeah, we've talked about this before. A lot of times where you get a week where, or a couple of weeks where you've got the teams playing each other a lot, as Chillicothe and Butler have done. You get used to seeing some pitchers a little too much. Maybe you remember stuff, or you just get used to it. Maybe that breaking ball doesn't break as much, and you recognize that this time around.
Lambert flew out the left field his last time up. He's 0 for 2 in the ball game. Yeah, he's going to weakly ground one to second. Maglione on to second for 1, and that's all they'll get. But they get the lead runner here. It was a weakly hit ball. It was going to be tough to turn 2 on, but Maglione does a good job of getting the lead runner.
I wasn't sure if he got the lead runner first, but he got a strong throw off there in time over to Parks to retire him. So give credit to Maglione for a nice play there. As we talked about before, we've had a couple of fielder's choices in this game. Just got to get that lead runner in this case.
Yeah, they do that there. And here's Orloff, singled and scored last time up, ending a long hitless streak against the Bluesox. And now he's going to line it right to Murphy, but he couldn't see it, and it's going to go all the way by him to the wall. And they're going to wave the runner home, and he will score without a throw. Parks decided to go to second instead, and the Paints are ahead 2-1. That's a hit and an error, so it's a single for Orloff, and then an E7 allows him to get to second. And allows the Paints to take the lead.
Boy, that's a frustrating one. Murphy just couldn't see that ball in left field. he saw his glove up against the sun on it, but it dropped in there, and he started backpedaling. That's your first move is supposed to be in as an outfielder and then back, but Murphy wasn't quite sure where that was headed and wasn't able to get a play on it. And as it gets past him, it went all the way to the wall. That's what really hurt.
So yeah, you give him a hit because he couldn't, he
dropped in clean.
Right, but the problem is he let it go by him.
Exactly.
Too. That's where the error comes in.
Exactly.
Because if you don't see it right away and lands, that's one thing. But for it to go all the way to the wall, it just that's why you get the error charged on him.
Yeah. And allowed Lambert to easily score, too. Coming all the way home from first base, too. And there was no hesitation setting him around. But because that ball got all the way back to the wall about, 350 feet away as you get towards left center, probably the right call to send Lambert.
Orloff at second, Bollinger at the plate, 0-2 count, 2-1 Paints now. And here's the pitch from Bucci. It's going to hit him. He's just struggling. Finding grip, or I don't know what it is, but he just cannot get. Every inning's been a struggle.
They have
outside of the first one.
Yeah, and even then, like we talked about, the contact off him was pretty hard. It was just right at guys. But then ever since, some of these are real self-inflicted ones too. He's hit 2 batters in this game now with pitches, back-to-back innings too. But it's been a tough go for Bucci. He's gonna have to try and rally in this and at least try and give his team just a little bit more here, at least get through the 5th and see what happens from there.
Pitch low to Picnic. He's been on base twice. But again, he's got 2 men on with 1 out, already a run home.
It's kind of just like last inning, too. You look at the first 4 batters, 5 last inning, all reached. And there was an out, but it was on a fielder's choice.
There's a pitch outside for a ball. Not sure what that was.
Looks like there was an update on the computer for the music for everyone.
2-0. Upcoming. And here it is. It swung on a miss. That looked like probably could have been ball 3. It was pretty high. And Picnic offered at it, though.
It was a little bit high, the fastball, but got Picnic to get a swing on that one. Like I said, I'd like to see Bucci go more to his fastball since those breaking balls have been missing and they've been being hit. Fastballs are going to get hit, but you've got command of that. You might as well go with that over iffy breaking balls.
2-1, bouncer, good block by Bolton. But now, one more pitch and the bases are loaded if it's not in the strike zone.
It's a tough spot here. Hard to say. You want to get him swing and miss at something. You want to be in there, but you don't want to give him something to hit. So I got a feeling Bucci will go back to the breaking ball on this one, but I think he's going to try and get it on the outside edge. But like we said, a 3-1 pitch with runners on, it's a tough one.
Blue Sox have a pitcher warming in the bullpen. Foul ball by Picnic makes it 3-2. Looks like a left-hander. Oh, no, that's a right-hander.
I was going to say lefty can't be Marcanja, so that eliminates a few. He pitched last night, of course, when in the field tonight.
You got Herzing in the pen. You got West. You got Svitalski. This ball's popped up. This could be playable for Webb. And he has it. Runner's going to take off for third. Here's the throw, and it's a little bit wide. That's a tough play for the first baseman to make a throw there. Runner will move up, but they do get the second out on a foul out.
It's an important second. Only at this ballpark you're going to see a foul fly out advance by an infielder, of course, making the play. That's the only park you're going to see one like that where it still allows a runner to advance 90 feet.
25 is warming up. That's Jake Stout. I just saw the he was able to turn around for me. So Jake Stout warming in the bullpen. Bucci looks out and comes home, popped up, and that's going to make it on top of the stadium. Wait for it. Here it comes. There it is.
Right on cue.
It's a good thing that's there because most people, once it goes out of their sight line up in General Mission,
they kind of just let it go.
Yeah. And if that roof wasn't there, it'd come down and hit him in the head.
Exactly.
0-1. Swing and a miss from Newsom. RBI single his last time up.
Good spot for Bucci at the 0-2 count. He's gotten Newsom to swing and miss on a lot of pitches so far in this game. Got one to waste here. I wonder if he will. I would think he's going to go with a breaking ball, but because the first 2 fastballs are swing and misses by Newsom.
And now the 0-2. Hit to center field. Mercanja is underneath it, and he has it for the final out. 1 run comes in on 2 hits, 1 error, and 2 men left on base. We'll go to the bottom of the 5th with Chillicothe leading 2-1. Yeah. Ready to go here in the bottom of the 5th. Chillicothe leading it 2-1. Damian Maglione singled and scored his last time up. He'll lead off here. See if we can get some scores from other games. Obviously, we had West Virginia 6, Champion City 1 this afternoon. 6-0 Springfield over Lafayette in the bottom of the 4th. A little chopper right back to Harvey. Throw to first in time, 1 away. And we got Quincy 4, Kokomo 2 in the bottom of the 3rd, and Danville leading Terre Haute 2-0 in the bottom of the 3rd as well.
Big one we had to talk about, of course, was the West Virginia one. They beat Champion City. Good but bad. Because as we talked about right before we went on air, it's a 3-way race to get into those top 2 spots, West Virginia, Butler, and Champion City.
Bolton swings and misses here. Yeah, it's basically gotten to the point where it is going to – I mean, Chillicothe –
unless something really changes.
Yeah, Kokomo and Chillicothe are still in it, but it's really going to come down, I think, to those 3 teams. I've seen enough of Chillicothe to know that they're I don't want to say they're bad because they're right there in the race, but it doesn't seem like they're up to the other 3 teams, although they're beating us tonight. Pitch a bit low.
Just with how they played this month. It tells you in July when your rosters have been pretty stable. Obviously, a lot of things can change in June. You know, some guys are coming from the NCAA tournament back into the league. Things can change. So to see teams struggling in July with the bulk of their roster, with the pretty set, not too many changes, that's a little worrying. But I don't know. Like you said, though, Chillicothe's still technically in it.
Oh, that's going to be a base hit out into right field. Will Bolton think about 2 here? Yes, he will, because the ball got by Newsom, and Bolton is at second with a stand-up double. Eric Bolton shaves his head in certain parts today. Got an interesting haircut now. And maybe that's what the secret was. He gets a big double here.
If he keeps it up, probably not going to give it another change at all. Not going to fix it up like we recommended earlier if he keeps hitting. So good start to the inning. Bluesox have had their chances so far in this game a plenty. You know, really besides that second inning when they all went down swinging. So let's look to see if they can cash in again.
Ben Carew, RBI triple his last time up. Of course, celebrating his 20th birthday here today. Takes a pitch inside.
The 20th one always a little more forgettable, not as exciting. You know, you're looking for the big one next, of course.
That's right.
So, you know, 20, it's nice. You know, you're in college still, you enjoy that one, but looking for the big one the next year.
Crew swings through a pitch here from Harvey. He redshirted this year at Kent State. The 1-1, chop to third, and Carew busting it down the line. But the throw from Aslett in time, 2 away.
Good job by Aslett. You realize he had a lot of time to field that ball and throw over. You got to do what he had to. Checked on Bolton at second and then threw to first. Lots of times the runners will look for it. If the fielder doesn't pay them any attention, they're going to go halfway.
Yeah.
But because Aslett checked on Bolton over at second, Bolton couldn't get that big jump. He had to be a little more hesitant in case there was a throw over to second. So now 2 outs in the inning.
It's Tanner Murphy's turn. Time called. And I don't know if something's wrong with Harvey or not, or we're just going to have a mound visit.
Just the quickest jog out to the mound I've ever seen from a dugout.
I don't. That's what makes me think that there was something wrong, because you rarely ever see a pitching coach move that quickly.
I didn't see him looking at Harvey at all, so I don't think he's injured or anything. But, yeah, you're right. That is a little surprising how quickly that went by. Boy, right now, Major League Baseball, if they were watching, they'd be saying that's the way they should go. Problems, of course, with the pace of play.
Well, he was trying to help that out there by doing the sprint.
That was a quick visit.
Harvey must be all right, because he's still in there. He was maybe just wanted to give a quick scouting report on Tanner, possibly.
Could be possible. We talked about Murphy's the best hitter on this Bluesox team. That's something you want to pay attention to. Maybe give that quick one. You know, the pitches he struggles with, how to attack them. Just little stuff like that. Sometimes that's the difference.
The 0-1, Murphy, ground ball up the middle, base hit. Will they send Bolton? Yes, they will. Here he comes. Here's the throw from Lambert. It's way wide. Murphy is now going to move up to second on that, and it's a tie ball game. Oh, my. A 2-out single by Tanner Murphy. Ties it up, 2-2.
Good job, though, backing up that play by Harvey. That's the difference there. If that ball gets past him even with the short backstop, I still think that's enough because Murphy lingered off a second. He probably goes to third on that one. But nonetheless, tie ball game, 2-2.
Well, here's Pavin Parks. He's 0 for 1, or 1 for 2, I beg your pardon. He singled in the first and struck out in the third. That throw from Lambert, if there was no net here, and they weren't backing him up, would have made it up to the press box. It was way high. Got a good arm.
Well, that was apparent for sure, but Harvey really had to jump up just to get a play on that. He was able to catch it, too. Heck of an effort. That's what you're supposed to do as a pitcher. You know, obviously, you can get frustrated with giving up a big hit like that, but you have to back up your catcher.
0-1 coming up from Harvey. Parks grounds it to first. Roberts will take it to the bag himself. And that will end the inning. But the Blue Sox do get that run back on an RBI single by Tanner Murphy that scores Eric Bolton. And we'll go to the 6th, tied at 2.
And now, ladies and gentlemen, 5 out of 5 that disagree. It's time for the McCaskey Old Dogs Brush with Bases inning break. Your third baseman, Ben Haslett.
We move on to the 6th inning here. Ben Aslett will lead off. Nick Bucci back out there, trying to get another inning out of Nick. He's been in the soup the last 2 innings and has escaped by only giving up 2 runs. Really, he's had to battle the whole way through. He had the bases loaded in the 4th, and then 2 runners on in the corners with 1 out in the last inning. And that's a good way to start it here. A quick pop up.
Right at Webb at first.
Take it.
Line out almost.
Line out, that's what I meant to say, yeah.
One of them. It was right at Webb, though, right there. Easy play to make. 1 pitch, 1 out.
Yeah. Well, yeah, when they were struggling a little bit, that would work. And now a ball hit the right field. Coming in is Carew. He's got 2 pitches, 2 outs. We were talking off air. Maybe this wasn't going to be Nick's night. Maybe it was 5 innings is what we were going to get out of him. But he comes out, gets 2 pitches, 2 outs.
Depending on how the rest of the inning goes, you might see him at least start the 7th now because of something like this. Maybe if he gets these first 2 outs, but he has to use 8 or 9 pitches, it's a different story.
He's at 80 pitches right now. Gets a called strike to Roberts.
The way manager Cody Harold has gone about his work with the pitching staff, you got to think he's going to go near 100.
Curveball misses, but Bolton points out to Bucci that was a lot better. That's where I wanted it.
Location has been better this inning.
1-1 is popped to right field. Ben Carew has it, and that will end the inning. 5-pitch inning for Nick Bucci. That's kind of what the doctor ordered there. We'll go to the bottom of the 6th. It's 2-2.
And this inning break is brought to you by Butler County Ford. You can count on Butler County Ford home, the real deal, having served the whole area for 100 years. While other Ford dealers have come and gone, Butler County Ford has stood the test of time. And here's why. They have no false promises or in-your-face salespeople. They find every rebate and discard for the allowance. Plus, their service after the sale is excellent. Standing tall for 100 years in downtown Butler is home of the real deal. Butler County Ford, Butler County.
Calvin Scott ready to go. Bluesox looking to forge back ahead here. 2-2 ball game. 7 hits for the Paints, 6 for the Bluesox here tonight. Those numbers suggest that it's been a pretty even ball game, and that's why it's a tie game.
You can say that, yeah. The Bluesox had their chances. Chillicothe's had theirs. Only 2 runs for both teams so far, though.
Scott ahead 2-0 here. Calvin reached on a fielder's choice and then was picked off in the 1st and then struck out in the 4th. Harvey's pitch is a called strike. Check swing from Scott, but looked like it was in his zone regardless.
He'll take that one, though, after you mentioned the first 2 were balls.
Here's a 2-1. That's a good curveball. Scott looked like he kind of stood there for a second like he was surprised that he threw that pitch.
Seemed to disagree a little bit, too, but, yeah, the curveball in there. See what he does for this pitch.
2-2 bouncer. Full count here. Scott is not taking the bat off the – well, I guess he did check a swing, but –
check the one.
He hasn't swung yet.
Yeah, you're right.
Hasn't made a complete swing.
Probably going to have to here, too, though, the full count.
Yeah. 3-2 offering. Here it is. Outside ball 4, leadoff walk. That's that plate discipline that I've talked about numerous times this summer with Calvin Scott. That pitch, a lot of guys probably would have swung at that. It was few inches off the outside corner, and he knows his strike zone, man.
He does. And that 429 on-base percentage says it right there. Usually you want to get those on-base percentages right around 400 or better to show you're getting on 4 out of 10 times. And it comes from a lot of walks, Calvin Scott.
Christian Webb takes the called strike. He's had a bit of a tough night at the plate. He's 0 for 2, but the real issue for him so far has been that he's been way behind. It doesn't seem like he's seeing the ball that well out of Harvey's hand. Maybe the third time will be the charm here. Pitches a called strike. Fake snap throw by Picnic.
Seen the frustration on that one. It was a called strike. It's just sometimes when you're struggling, everything kind of becomes frustrating. Even when it's in there for a strike, you get frustrated at the call.
2 ground ball to second. Pegs turns it to second for 1. Pertucci will hold on from there. Fielder's choice, and there's one away. We've seen that four times tonight, I think.
The fielder's choices.
Yeah.
Bluesox have 2, and Chillicothe has, I believe, 2 as well. So yeah, 4 times combined, two apiece.
Time called, and we're going to have a mound visit here. Gonzalez doubled off of Harvey last time, so maybe a pitching change will be coming, or maybe just another one of those pep talks. 18 is warming up in the Paints bullpen. We'll get a name to that number here in a second.
A little discussion, the whole infield coming in.
Evan McAndrew.
One out in the inning, so still some room for the Bluesox to get going. You still got a runner on, even with Webb in there. But I kind of wonder if Webb might be pinch hit for the next time he comes up if this game is right where it is. Just as we said, that some of his at-bats late on these swings, just maybe not seeing the ball well. And as we mentioned, there's a lot of quality bats on the bench today. Might just want to use them anyway if it's a close game.
Ray Gonzalez is ready to go. Harvey's going to stay in here for now. And why not? He's been solid tonight. Giving the Paints a chance. That's something that we haven't seen too often in their games here this summer. They just haven't had games where the starting pitcher, is giving them an opportunity to win. Harvey, this is the second straight time here that he's done that. Yeah. Last time, of course, the Bluesox walked off in the 9th, and it's pretty much a similar ball game tonight. He's kept them in it 2-2.
That's what you really have to do with Chillicothe. We mentioned this bullpen has really struggled for them.
Webb gets back on a throw over.
So if your star can get you at least into the 7th inning, that's huge.
Yeah.
And if you're hoping you can get some more runs along the way too, so there's a little less pressure on the bullpen. So in case they do give up a run or two.
Called strike here, 1-1. Mercanja on deck. He battled last time for a while before succumbing to a ground out. Gonzalez takes high. Webbit first here. And one away. $18 is done throwing out there, McAndrew, so he must be ready. Foul ball off the post. Runner went on that. It looked like a hit and run possibly.
Bounced all the way out towards third base off of the post.
Umpire says it looks all right. He checked it out. So it must not have got too much damage from hitting the metal behind home plate.
Limited in so many balls you can use, so you're going to try and make them all last as long as you can.
Time called by Gonzalez after a long pause. Just trying to break the rhythm up, I think.
Sometimes it's the nerves, too. There's that long of a wait. As the hitter, you got your approach. You might as well just call time to reset.
Harvey's been pretty deliberate tonight. He's not a guy who's getting the ball and throwing it right back. He does get a strikeout here of Gonzalez, though. Good fastball gets him, and there are 2 away.
7 strikeouts now. for Harvey. Good stuff from him, too. It's not just when he's getting his strikeouts, but we look at there's been 3 comebacker outs that have gone right back to him where he's fielding toss to first. So he's got a lot of soft contact when it's put in play. Again, a lot of these strikeouts, too, but has given up 2 runs. So, it's as good as he has looked. He's given the Blue Sox chances to score.
Mercanja pops it up, out of play. Two-way Christian Webb at first. I would imagine with him, you're not going to try to steal straight up. Nothing against Christian, but he's not super
It'll be tough
fast.
to get in there.
Yeah.
It'll be tough to
so if you're going to get him in motion, it might be on a hit and run. Mercanja's a foul ball machine here. It's 8 tonight.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised to see a hit and run either. I mean, we saw it happen during the Gonzalez at bat. It was fouled off, so it didn't work out. But obviously, that was partly trying to avoid a double play. That's something you like to try and do. But with 2 outs here, it could be risky in case he gets thrown out.
The runner goes, pitches way high. Picnic double clutches, throw down, and Webb is there. Wow, we just kind of talked about him not being fast, and he steals the base. And I will say this, he probably doesn't get there if it isn't for the double clutch by Picnic.
I was just going to say that. Yeah, I was a little surprised Picnic did that. Sometimes catchers, it's tough to make that play after swing through as the bat's coming through. Maybe you just think about it for a second, but
might have slipped out of his hand a bit the first time. He didn't want to lose the grip and throw it into center field.
Yeah, better to double clutch and throw late and allow the runner to advance than to throw it above fielders.
1-2. Mercanja hits it to left field, and it's fairly deep. It is gone! A home run! Mercanja takes Harvey deep, and it's 4-2. Wow!
Second of the week then for Mercanja within the last 7 days. A guy not known for his power just got enough of that one. How about that? We talked about it earlier with Mercanja. His job's not usually to hit the ball over the fence. It's just to get on base. But with that, 2nd home run of the season now.
Wow.
The Blue Sox the lead.
Stephen Mercanja comes through, hits it over the zippy side out there. It's 347 out there. That ball probably went about 349. But it just made it over. We talked last night. I talked with Kellen about how most of the home runs here have been no doubters. That one had some doubt in it because it was up in the air for a while. Orloff was going back for a long time. I thought he was actually going to get it. It was how high it was, and then he just ran out of real estate. It was over the other side of the fence.
Off the bat, I thought, oh, that's it high. I just don't know if that has the speed to get out of here in time. But it barely had enough. And wow, Orloff went all the way back, but this isn't a short fence. You have to make a decent jump on this to even get a play on a ball. So Orloff was unable to make a play on that one, and the Blue Sox have a 4-2 lead. And it looks like, of course, now Chillicothe is going to go to the bullpen.
Yeah, Evan McAndrew, we said was warming up. He's a sophomore from Mansfield University, a native of Schnecksville, Pennsylvania. Listed at 6'3", 185. And Joel is calculating the numbers on his sheet right now.
0-3 on the season with .479 ERA. Has started some games. It's his 11th appearance. He did start 6 games. Coming in relief, though, this time. A couple things to look at with him, of course. The strikeouts per 9 innings, 7.57. So decent strikeout ability there. Walks, 2.52 per 9 innings. So we'll see what we can get let's see what they can do against McAndrew here. Got a 1.76 whip as well. So all indications, not going to strike out a ton. Probably going to walk a few, give up a few hits. So typical middle reliever.
Well, Zach Harvey exits the ballgame 5 2/3 innings, 4 runs, all of them earned, 7 hits, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and one mistake pitch.
Yeah.
And somebody's got the baseball out there, and just over the fence.
I don't know how well you can see them on our broadcast, so there are a couple people out there. I wonder if they just pulled up a truck or something. They're just standing on top of it.
Yeah, I have no idea how they're standing over top of the fence, but they must. Yeah, they had to have like a pickup truck bed or something.
Free seats right there.
Yeah, what's First pitch from McAndrew, I beg your pardon, is a ball to Maglione. He's 1 for 2. Pop up. That's going to make it on top of GA, I think. Yeah, here it comes. There it goes. There it goes. No, it missed it.
Just over.
Yep, just made it over.
Head for the cars.
Yeah, that's one of them ones that'll put a dent in your roof.
Gotta watch out on those. Park far away if you come here, folks.
Unless you have a convertible, then it'll put a dent in your seat.
Well, there you go. Depending on the exit velocity.
Yeah, that's true. Called strike here, 1 and 2. Maglione joined the team in week 2 after we had McCarthy leave with an injury to his ribs. And so he's been a solid addition. Played most of the summer here, fouls it out of the stadium.
Yeah, so often when you get one of those injuries, no matter how long it is, it's safer for a team kind of just to jettison the player because it is such a short season. You know, you don't want to use up a roster spot. No disabled list, really. That I'm really aware of, so you kind of just need to get those bodies back in there. Spot opens up, it's an opportunity for someone else.
Maglione's ready to go. Here's the 1-2, popped over our heads. And fortunately this summer, we haven't had a lot of guys, knock on wood. I don't know if there's any wood around here. We haven't had a ton of guys leave. This has been one of the summers we've kept most of our players. It's a rarity. And it just speaks to the group of kids we have this summer. Pitch outside.
Yeah, they're battlers, and they're starting to come together like we talked about, making a move for a playoff spot. Still some time left in the season. Nothing certain yet, but it's been a really productive group thus far.
The 2-2 again. Foul ball. Scares one of the paint coaches. Sitting just on the other side of the fence.
You got to love those reactions. You see a lot of baseball games. We'll probably see it here at some point. Balls that are fouled off straight back. You're a fan in the stands. Even with that netting there, impulsively, you want to shield your face or move out of the way. It's incredible.
Bouncer. That will go off of the mitt of Picnic and off the net. Now it's a 3-2 count. Ball hit well to center field. That's going to force Lambert to go back, but he got a good read on it and makes the catch for the final out. But the big news in the inning, a 2-run bomb by Mercanjo over the left field fence has given the Blue Sox a 4-2 lead as we go to the 7th.
The Chillicothe fans 4-2. And ladies and gentlemen,
I get the stats when we get back.
All right, well, we're ready to go here in this. That's all right.
Miscommunication.
That's good stuff. We're ready to go here to the 7th, officially now. And we got a new pitcher on the hill. It's Jake Stout from the University of Toledo.
Hey, 2-3 on the season. A 7.29 ERA for Stout. This is his 11th appearance. Much like the opposing reliever, McAndrew, who came in tonight making 10 appearances, 6 of them starts. Same exact case for Stout. He has struggled a little bit in them, as we mentioned, over his 37 innings pitched, whip of 195. Stout relieving Bucci.
Yeah, Jake has not pitched at home in a while.
I was trying to think of the last time I'd seen him starter or reliever here.
Well, he's been like the designated road starter for the Blue Sox. His last 4 appearances have come on the road. His last game he pitched here over a month ago, June 17th. He went 5 innings, gave up 6 runs on 6 hits in a 12-6 loss to West Virginia. So it's been a month since he's seen the hill at Kelly Automotive Park. First pitch is low to Petrucci. He's got a 2-run lead to work with here. We play the 7th. Bucci's line tonight, 6 innings, 2 runs, 7 hits, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. And it was a battle for him tonight, but to come out of that with 6 innings, only 2 runs allowed, it just shows you the kind of workhorse that he's been all summer. Even though he didn't have his A stuff tonight, he got out of it, giving the team the chance to win.
Yeah, what does that say, though? He doesn't have his A stuff, and then he still only gives up 2 runs over 6 innings.
Ball hit to right field. Carew racing after it, and he's got it for the first out here in this 7th. A lot of fly ball outs here tonight. The outfielders have been busy.
A lot of them to Carew, too. We talked about he's ended 4 innings with flyouts. He's made the last 3 putouts all in right field, so he's had a busy evening overall. But, yeah, you're right. A lot of balls being put in play. Very few comebackers to the infielders.
Lambert is 0 for 3. Reached on a fielder's choice and scored in the 5th. Swings and misses at Stout's fastball. Jake pitched against Chillicothe earlier this year. He went 6 1/3 innings of shutout ball in a 5-1 win, allowed just 3 hits, 1 walk, 3 strikeouts. So he dealt against Chillicothe in his lone start and lone appearance against them this year.
Pretty solid work in that. That's all you can ask for. Just missing a quality start in there, but
1-1 chop foul.
Hoping to continue that here. But, yeah, Lambert and other guys really struggle against the Blue Sox this season. We talked about some of these other players. Weaker averages hitting .214 over 3 in this game. No hits against them in 5 of his 7 games against the Blue Sox.
1-2 from Stout is in there for a called strike 3. And 2 away here.
Now batting number 7.
So already Stout's equaled Bucci's strikeout total. We mentioned Bucci only had 1 on the evening, but was able to battle on this one.
2 outs. Here's Orloff. He singled his last 2 times up. He didn't take a strike here. He had a streak of futility against the Blue Sox. You mentioned Joel before that single, and then he's down 0-2 here after a foul ball. But
yeah, I had no hits against him since July 2nd. That was 4 straight games against the Blue Sox without hits. But in the 2 games where he did have base hits, they were multi-hit games. So something to watch out for Orloff in this game. He does have 2 hits in this one. Let's see if he gets a 3rd one.
0-2 bouncer, nice block by Bolton.
Hits in bunches, to say the least.
Yes. That's kind of why he's probably in the cleanup spot tonight. So wait, oh no, look out, bat is going into the stands. The ball got away. Bolton's going to have to throw down to first to complete the inning. All kinds of stuff going on. The bat lands in the 4th row, and both Bolton and and everybody else at the park, including Orloff, all watched the bat go. And the ball just kind of sat there for a little while. Then Bolton went and picked it up and threw him out.
Funny sequence of events. I mean, I was hardly watching the play because the kid in the stands who got the bat really looked like he wanted to hold on to it. A little frustrated he didn't get to keep it. On-deck batter made him give it back.
Well, that's one way to end the 7th. We'll stretch time here. We'll pause. The Blue Sox leading 4-2. Eric Bolton takes the called strike here. Bottom of the 7th. Butler leading it 4-2. 7 hits apiece between the two teams tonight. And then 1 error for Butler, none for Chillicothe. 1-1 count now. Got Champion City on the brain. Didn't say it, though, because we got them this weekend, and we're headed on the road for the first time this summer. We'll be in Springfield, Ohio. Pat and I are headed out on the bus, and we're going to call that series because, 1, Champion City doesn't have a radio crew, and 2, that is going to be a huge series, I feel like.
I mean, yeah, already is, because right now, of course, they're tied for first place with the Bluesox, but who knows what's going to happen this weekend, what things will change up the next few days, because we still got West Virginia coming in the next 2 here, but then, boy, that's going to be a fun set against Champion City again. Of course, just played this past weekend, lost 2 out of 3, but
had the lead in all 3 games.
Yeah, I was just going to say, they were right there in all 3, so maybe you get the finishing punches this weekend.
3-2 delivery from McAndrew is low for ball 4. Eric Bolton works a walk. He's on base for the 2nd straight time. He doubled and scored in the 6th. That allows Ben Carew to come up.
Now batting, number 17, right fielder Ben Carew.
Bolton doing a good job getting on base. You mentioned he had the double in the 5th, and now a walk here, just finding ways to get on. That's what you asked for. His average hasn't been there. It's been pretty obvious, but you got to contribute somehow.
Yeah, he's done a good job here tonight. A bunt attempt. Bolton now is caught off of first base and thrown out. He stumbled getting back. Roberts gets the tag, and there's 1 away.
Well, you see a lot of these catchers do those check throws after pitches, and they pop up and will fire over to a base. It's something they do at this age. You see them when they're young and they get in the majors, they do it too. It's something you always have to be conscious of as a base runner.
Carew takes inside. It looked like they were going to try to sacrifice him too. Maybe that's why he got out to a big lead there, but unfortunately
stumbled too.
He just lost his balance coming back to the base. Strike called, 1-2. McAndrew's pitch is lined to second. 1 hopper, 2 pegs he throws on to first for the 2nd out.
Now batting number 10, the left fielder, Tanner Murphy.
Now Tanner Murphy, who has an RBI single to his credit tonight, that scored Bolton in the 5th. At that time, tied the game. Set the table for Mercandre to a 2-run bomb.
Yeah, looking to try and set something up again here. Yeah, it's kind of tough way the inning's gone for the Bluesox, with Bolton, of course, getting caught stealing. You're thinking about right now, maybe he's at second base if Carew gets a bunt down, but just gone completely wrong so far.
Well, Murphy tried to check his swing, couldn't do so. And now he's down. Oh, beg your pardon, that pitch was a little bit inside, apparently. It's 1-1.
Just a little bit.
Fastball is low. And here's the 2-1. Fouled out of the stadium. And there goes a couple kids out to try to fetch that baseball. A little looping base hit over the outstretched glove of Petrucci. And Murphy extends the inning with his 2nd single of the night. I thought for a second that was going to hang up just long enough for Petrucci to get there, but he stretched for it, couldn't quite get there.
That's a long run for a little guy over there. He had a good chance of getting to it, but just not enough extension. The ball was dying fast, but just over his head.
I know, that extends the inning for Pavin Parks. He's 1 for 3 in tonight's ball game. Of course, did hit a big homer last night. A line drive shot that was just absolutely smashed out here. McAndrew loses the handle on one and has it go high. And immediately when that happens, they usually go right to the rosin bag, and that's exactly what McAndrews does here.
Get a better grip on it. It's hot and muggy out tonight, so you're going to be sweating a bit.
The 1-0. Called a strike. It must have worked because he got that one in his zone.
We didn't even talk about much with McAndrew, but it's just so interesting with his approach as he's setting. He sets so low, yet gives about pretty close to an overhand delivery. Slight 3/4, I would say. Look how low he sets, though.
He'll pitch inside. Murphy takes off. The throw is wide of second. Petrucci tried to grab it and pull a tag at the same time, and that wasn't going to be able to happen. And thankfully for him, Pegs was backing up behind there and was able to keep the ball in the infield, or else Murphy would have probably thought about taking third. Stolen base puts a runner in scoring position here. If a good throw by Picnic, that's a close play, because if Petrucci is able to grab that and tag, he could have made a swipe tag on the way by. That's how. So if the throw's on line, it's probably gonna be a close one. That ball's hit well to right field, over the head of Newsom, all the way off the wall, and Murphy's gonna score to make it 5-2 on a stand-up RBI double by Pavin Parks. So we talked about a minute ago, Joel, that the inning was kind of falling apart after that 2 quick outs there after the leadoff walk, but they make the most of it here, and that's what's been a theme all summer, 2 out runs scored.
Yeah, give credit to Murphy getting on base with that single, going over and stealing second base. That was his 15th steal this season, by the way, and then Parks doubles him in, so obviously you get new life that way.
Calvin Scott takes the pitch low. He is 0 for 2 on the night. Did draw a walk his last time up. Another insurance run dangling out there at second with Parks. Curveball. Looked low, but it's rolled a strike.
Forgot to mention it with Murphy's single, but his hit streak is now at 10 games for the Bluesox. He's been on a roll as of late.
A lot of hit streaks on this team right now. McAndrew fakes a throw to second, forces Parks to go back.
We mentioned Parks, too, with his first inning single. He's at 6. Yeah, like you talked about, a lot of guys rolling right now.
Here's the 1-1. Check swing, and pitches roll the ball. (5-2) score in favor of Butler here. Check swing, pitch low, 3-1. McAndrew going back to that rosin bag. We had a pitcher last summer, David LeMasters. After every bad pitch he threw, he'd go to the rosin bag. And he was a good pitcher. He finished with like a 4 ERA. But he was a solid guy. He had a couple of really good outings. Calvin Scott swinging for the fences, comes up empty. But it was just funny. You knew as soon as he threw a ball in the turf or a pitch high, he was going for that rosin bag. And it's just... It was like uncanny. Like he would go there 5-6 times an inning. You have to get a new one after every start.
Whatever works, right? It's goofy.
Ball hit the right field and fairly well. Newsom chasing it by the line makes the catch for the final out. But the Blue Sox do get another run on 2 hits, no errors, and leave 1 man on base. We'll go to the 8th. Butler 5 and Chillicothe 2.
All right, thanks, Jay. Here we have Andrew and maybe Evan's coming. Got a little shoe malfunction.
Switolski.
New pitcher for the Blue Sox here in the top of the 8th. It's Jamie Switolski taking over on the hill. He will replace Jake Stout, who threw a scoreless inning with a pair of strikeouts.
And no record on the season for Switolski. 6.23 ERA. The whip not quite where he would like it as well, struggling a little bit with a 1.62 walks and hits per innings pitch allowed. Switolski on to relieve Stout, third pitcher of the evening now for the Blue Sox.
Switolski, first pitch to the backstop off the mid of Bolton. Last outing was a tough one. He won an inning, allowed 3 runs, 2 earned on 4 hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. But his last outing against Chillicothe, he won an inning and did not allow a run. The ball hit well to right field, and Carew back to the wall. It's over the wall, home run, and it's now 5-3. Solo homer by Dalton Bollinger.
First pitch was too high. His second pitch out of here. So, kind of wonder if not the start you'd like for Switolski. Kind of wonder if that control might be lacking a bit in this one. But close game, so it's only a solo shot. Not going to kill you yet, but something to keep an eye on. That's number 7 on the season for Bollinger. Leads the team. Yeah. He already led it, but padding his lead now.
Second night in a row, he's hit a home run. Now
that's right.
Picnic at the plate. First pitch outside. Looks like possibly James Meeker warming up. Ball's popped up out of play. So if Switolski gets in any more trouble here, you might see a change. 5-3 game. Switolski. It's 1-1. Popped up foul out of play again. Pretty similar spot. And I hear a couple of oohs. That might mean that a car might have fell victim.
Parking lot not too far away from the field of play here. Not a lot of covering to prevent balls from getting out all the way, so you see so many of them go out of the park.
1-2 right there for called strike 3. Picnic didn't agree with it, but he'll head back to the dugout via the strikeout.
Good bounce back there for Switolski. That's a confidence boost. You can get the next guy strike out, let alone looking, after giving up a home run.
Newsom is 1 for 3. He's going to be the next guy that Switolski will face. Here's the pitch. It's low, but Bolton liked it. Just no chase.
Nothing on that one. We've seen Newsom chasing a lot, but usually when he was, it was all, of course, those first 3 at-bats were all against Bucci.
And a fastball in there for a strike.
Usually it's been something about that high. That one about a little bit below his shoulders, but he's been swinging high at a lot of those. Kind of wonder if Switolski's just going to try and attack with fastballs here because of that.
The 1-1. Curveball bounced into the Paints dugout. So he did come back with a breaking pitch there and gets a foul ball.
See what another strikeout pitch is here for Switolski. We saw the last batter, Picnic, pitch inside. Let's see where he attacks Newsom.
Swing and a miss. Took him outside, and he swung through it. Second straight strikeout, and you called that one right on the button. Said he's going to take him outside, and, Newsom went chasing.
You figure you got to change it up a bit. You don't want to become too predictable. We mentioned on the strikeout looking to Picnic, it was inside. You got to change things up, and he gets Newsom chasing on the outside.
Ben Aslett at the plate with 2 outs. First pitch from Switolski. Breaking ball just inside. Not a bad location, though.
Good movement on that pitch, though. Way inside, but that's when you got to think about it for a while as a hitter.
1-0 fastball called strike on the outer half. And one thing, obviously the first pitch, the second pitch, I guess, wasn't very good, but outside of that, never mind. He rips a single out to center field. I was just going to talk about how Switolski's been able to move the pitches in and out of the zone and both sides of the plate. Unfortunately, Aslett was on that one, and he'll single with 2 outs here, and that'll bring in Pegs.
His fastball's the one's getting hit the hard foul balls we've seen, the home run, single right there. It's these breaking balls have been good, but you can't lose pace on that fastball. Maybe you toss it a little bit less. You're trying to go to those breaking balls, but you have to be able to throw a fastball.
Pitch a bit low.
It's so interesting. I was reading an article today about how the Yankees, New York Yankees, that is, not the old Butler Yankees, the New York Yankees, they've been using an interesting approach. They've been throwing way more breaking balls instead of fastballs so often, cutting down their fastball usage.
1-0 chop foul here.
It's just an interesting thing is, again, so many hitters are going to prefer a fastball, so if you change it up and if your stuff is good enough, why not try and use the breaking balls a little bit more? But it's risky, though. It's risky, especially with as many young guys as that team has. It's a risky approach.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I mean, they're near the top of the standings, so.
Yeah, so it's paid off. You got to win with that pitching. You're not going to be able to out-hit too many teams every night, outscore them if you don't have good enough pitching. But they had some big arms last night, of course, that big trade.
1-1 is grounded past Maglione out into center field, and now the tying run is aboard, and might be close to time to at least a mound visit.
Yeah, Meeker's still throwing out along the right field line, and Bolton's going to have a quick chat.
Yeah, because you got Roberts up here. This guy's got some power. You don't want to be messing around here.
Yeah, until Bollinger's home run yesterday, Roberts was tied for that team lead with Bollinger in home runs. Does have 5 on the season. His 32 RBI still tied for best on the team. So you got to be careful here. Don't want to play around too much with him, but looks like it's going to be Switolski to get him.
No wind at all right now. It's a
Nothing.
humid night, and it's a pitch. It's going to bounce off Bolton. Now both runners are going to move up. Oh, geez, we're in the danger zone here. Came into the inning 5-2 up, and all of a sudden it's one pitch away from, or one base hit, I guess, away
Single
from tying the game.
would likely tie the game. You're right.
With Peg Speed at second.
Yeah, you mentioned the wind, though. I mean, we talked about that for games in late May, early June. It felt like every game was windy, but I don't know the last time the wind was a factor at this park this summer.
Here's the 1-0. That's going to be lined to left, but it holds up long enough for Murphy to make the catch. Woo! We'll get out of the inning. And there was some dangerous moments there, but the Blue Sox will head to the bottom of the 8th with a 5-3 lead.
The Butler Blue Sox presented by the Butler Health System lead.
Takes a called strike here. Bottom of the 8th, 5-3. Blue Sox lead it. I was just talking about what I want to talk about with the air last inning is a lot of people probably think that humid air, the ball wouldn't travel as far, but it's actually the opposite.
Exactly.
And a line drive single for Webb out into left field. Good way to start it here. Try to get that run back that the Paints got last inning.
Yeah, you're right, though. Back to the humidity factor, though, is just the air is just more dense.
Yeah.
So it's gonna make things a little more difficult. Whereas you talk about, states like, Colorado, Denver, especially Mile High City, you know, where the farther up you get, the less humidity you're going to have to deal with at times and stuff. So, I mean, I'm not the best person to explain this as a journalism major. Right,
yeah.
But my point being, though, even with this weather, you're not going to see as many of them really getting as many big hits because of it.
Well, first pitch is a called strike to Gonzalez. He asked where it was.
He had some questions earlier. He went down looking earlier in this game and struck out swinging in the 6th. So just getting a feel for the zone.
0-1, swing through by Gonzalez.
Did double back in the 4th, though. Did Gonzalez.
Yeah, that's right. He did double and later scored. 0-2, ground ball to second, on to first, and Gonzalez beats it out. Fielder's choice went away. Good turn there.
Theme of the game, though, these fielder's choices. Yeah, it was a good move, though, at second base. Solid play by Peggs once again. You mentioned he did have his defensive struggles last night, but he's done a real solid job today over at second, helping at least get these lead runners more often than not.
Well, everything was good on that play defensively for the Paints. It's just
that close.
Gonzalez beat out. I mean, the stretch by Roberts at first was good. Strike call here to Marconja. Well, last inning he hit a home run over the left field fence. His first one here for the summer, second in a span of 4 days.
Yeah, been a heck of a stretch lately for Stefan Marconja. Looking to see if he can get another one. You never know. Unexpected power, but that's the difference in the game right now.
1-1 here, upcoming. He's about the size of Jose Altuve. Altuve hits a bunch of home runs. Check swing, pitch outside.
That's a surprising thing with Altuve. He does get a decent amount, and you kind of wonder, what do you have to do that? As a little guy, the approach isn't that different. You upper body strength, work on the lower body too. Just because he's smaller doesn't mean he's not going to hit him. It's just might be a little bit tougher.
It's all about bat speed.
That too. That's a big thing.
2-1, ball hit well to right center. Still going back, and it's off the wall. Around third is Gonzalez. He's going to score. Marconja's in with a triple. And it's now 6-3. Boy, Marconja, have a night, buddy. Have a night.
He was so excited about that. He slid past the bag at third, able to keep a hand on it. But, yeah, hey, the hard part's out of the way. Double and the single now for the cycle, but probably not going to get another at-bat.
No. But I'm sure he'll take the RBI triple and the home run here tonight. Infield is going to play in. And Magliano's going to try to duplicate what he did in the third inning, singling, and then later came around to score on an RBI triple by Carew. Magliano takes a called strike here, though.
Both balls Marconja's hit out there. The home run in the 6th, and then this triple high and in the air.
Lambert was just on his horse for a while, and the more he kept going back, the more that thing was carrying, I was like, is he going to go oppo here for a second? He hit the Butler ambulance service sign on the fly.
Most parks, that's probably out of here too. So, but he could have had a 2-homer night most places. But nonetheless, great evening for Stefan Marconja.
Pitch outside. 2-2 now to Magliano.
He's had a nice stretch all around. We mentioned his solid inning relief last night. You mentioned it, first homer of the season a few days ago, and now this one today.
1-2, foul ball again. Mag's battling. You could tell that Stefan was seeing the ball well early tonight because he had 6 foul balls in a row at one point.
He did. That one at bat where it was a comebacker right back to Harvey at the mound.
Yeah.
It was 5 or 6 foul balls if I remember correctly.
Hard line drive, base hit out into right. That'll score another one. Magliano with an RBI single. Marconja comes home. It's 7-3.
That was an RBI single by number 21.
Good opposite field hitting. Infield is in there. And just going to the opposite field with Magliano. The tendency in that, you think there's a lot of space. You thought you got to hit it hard, but really you just got to get it in play and just shallow outfield. Nice liner out there. to extend the lead. Not a save situation anymore.
No, it's not. Yeah, they've extended it to a 4-run lead. And here's Bolton, who's been on base 2 times in a row. Takes a called strike here. Springfield 6, Lafayette 5 in the top of the 7th. 7-3 Quincy over Kokomo in the bottom of the 6th. Terre Haute 3, Danville 2, also in the bottom of the 6th. And 6-1, West Virginia was a winner over Champion City earlier today, which means the Blue Sox can get 3 outs in the top of the 9th. They will move into sole possession of first place. But still some business to attend to here. Bolton is in an 0-2 count. Here's the pitch from McAndrew. Swing and a miss, strike 3, 2 away.
Yeah, like you talked about, boy, that would be nice to get that sole possession of first place. The way the season started, the way they've bounced back since, man, it's a tale of 2 halves really for the Blue Sox, but it'd be nice to finally get up there. Got to hang on to it though. Once you're there, got to hang on to it.
Bouncer through the legs of Picnic. Maglione will take off for second. Wild pitch puts Maglione in scoring position for Carew's RBI triple. Got things started for Butler here tonight.
Way back in the 3rd inning, a long time ago. Since then, they kept on scoring. The only innings the Blue Sox didn't score in after them was the 4th.
Yeah, Butler's put up a run in,
All but 3 innings.
Yeah, 4 straight innings here to close out the game. In the later innings, putting runs up on that Chillicothe bullpen. It's only been one guy, McAndrew, but,
What we talked about earlier,
yeah.
though, we said this is a weak bullpen. You've got to just get Harvey out of the game. This is the same thing that happened last week when they faced him.
2-0, Carew takes a called strike. Looks like there is a pitcher warming out there.
If need be, I guess.
Yeah, number 6. That's Simeon Combs from Marshall. So if McAndrew gives up another hit here, you might see Combs come in. Chopper foul. Ooh, nice play in the Paints dugout.
A single will do here, even with the infield playing back. I think that would be decent enough. That said, out in left field, Orloff playing fairly in with how big that is.
Hey, he got that. He was doing the same thing on the Mercanja home run. That's why it was strikeout here. But he had not home run. He had to go back. That's why he was running for days. And of course he ran out of real estate. But here the Blue Sox scored 2 more on 3 hits, no errors, and leave 1 on base. We'll go to the top of the 9th with the Blue Sox ahead 7-3.
6-6. That's 1,566.
Ready to go here in the 9th. James Meeker's going to try to close it down. Blue Sox ahead 7-3. He was warming up in the pen. He would have had a save situation until the Blue Sox scored a pair in the bottom of the 8th.
And Meeker on the season 1-1, has made 1 start. This is his 8th overall appearance. 2 saves in the process. Like you mentioned, would have had one today, but nonetheless, still could have closed it out. 150 ERA, 1.17 whip. Opponents hitting 242 off of the dual threat Meeker. We've seen him starting in the lineup a lot as a middle infielder, but tonight looking to get the final 3 outs and put the Blue Sox back in first place.
Yes, Meeker goes to Delaware, North Allegheny grad. Is ready to go. Petrucci is the first guy he's going to see, and he's going to line it right to Christian Webb for the first out. That's basically how things have gone for the Chillicothe Pates against the Butler Blue Sox this season.
Yeah, I mean, they've had we said this, they've had chances all game long. They've got 3 runs in it, but I think at the end of the day, what we're going to be talking about them was their runners in the scoring position for this one. You look at it in the game, 10 men left on. That's going to kill you.
Meeker's delivery to Lambert's a called strike. Lambert moved from 1 to 3 tonight in the order, as we talked about earlier. He's been on base once and scored a run. That was on a fielder's choice. Pitch a little bit outside. 1-1 to Lambert.
And we talked about just how bad he'd been against Butler. Him, like Orloff, hitless in 5 of 7 games, looking to not make that 6 of 8 here.
Fastball called a strike. And another thing, he comes in as their leading hitter, too, average-wise.
So that's huge. That's huge getting him. Yeah, we mentioned he came in with the top batting average, top OPS, top on-base percentage, everything.
Here's the 1-2. Lambert strikes out, 2 away. Big swing and a miss. Meeker gets the fastball by, but the Blue Sox are 1 out away.
Face Orloff, though, he's done some damage. A couple singles in this one, and, of course, went around to score back in the 4th. Kind of drove in the run in the 5th, but an error helped.
A chopper to shortstop. Parks can't quite come up with it. Good diving effort. Now the ball bounces away from Murphy out there. That'll be an error. And moving up to second is Orloff. Single and then an E7 puts him at second base with 2 out away.
We've been down this road before. Same batter, too.
That's right.
Singling in, error out in left field by Murphy. You don't usually see that many errors out there for an outfielder in a game, but 2 on Murphy. He's struggling.
3rd hit tonight for Orloff, and now that brings up Bollinger. These are the 2 toughest guys for the Blue Sox to get out this evening. Bollinger is been on base all 4 times and has a solo home run to his credit.
Only make it a 2-run game if he hit one here, but it'd be nice to just end it if you're the Blue Sox.
Swing and a miss from Bollinger on the pitch outside the zone. Good start for Meeker. The 0-1. Swing and a miss again, same spot. Got him to chase twice.
Yeah, got to get those chases here. Give him nothing to hit with a runner in scoring position here. So you don't want to give up a hard hit ball, but see if he goes breaking ball. They're both chasing this time. Wonder if he'll go inside now.
Fans are going to start standing up here. The 0-2 outside didn't get him to chase at that time, but that's the same spot 3 times in a row.
Usually a hitter's not going to bite on it that many times, too, as that one was the most outside of all 3 pitches. See what Meeker can do this time. Like I said, you've got to think he's going to try and go inside this time. Nothing to hit.
1-2, swing and a miss, strike 3. That'll do it. The Blue Sox are in first place after a 7-3 win tonight. Their 8th straight win at home, their 8th straight win against the Chillicothe Paints. It's all been academic against them here this summer. And now I'm going to turn it over to Joel real quick while I head down to the field. I'll be back up to wrap it up with you.
Yeah, thanks, Jaron. Big win for the Blue Sox. They win 7-3 tonight over the Chillicothe Paints, the first place Blue Sox now, thanks to Champion City's loss earlier today to West Virginia, the 6-1 defeat. The Blue Sox now up into first place. They improve to 25-19 on the season, and Chillicothe falls to 21-24. They're in 4th place, struggling as of late. They've had a tough July, 5-13 now, whereas the Blue Sox really hit their stride this month in a lot of ways, 12-6. Overall, been a heck of a month for them. Jaron Steele going down to talk to tonight's player of the game, Stefan Marcanja. What a night he had. A home run and a triple, drove in 3 runs all in all. Great night for him. Arconja's home run in the 6th inning, his second of the season, second of this week, second in 4 days, really. Good work from him there. Nearly had a second one in his RBI triple in the 8th inning out to right field. Most ballparks, that's going to get over the wall, but right here at Kelly Automotive Park, 352 to the right center. He bounced it just in front of that. Actually, that was over by the Butler ambulance service near the scoreboard out in right center, so almost got out of there, but not quite on that. Let's talk about the scoring in this one. Started for the Bluesox in the 3rd inning. Damian Maglione singled to start the frame. 2 batters later, Ben Carew, the birthday boy, tripled to left field to drive him in, give Butler a 1-0 lead. But the scoring would not stop there, of course, as Kyle Orloff singled to start the 4th inning, came around to score 3 batters later after a walk, a fielder's choice, and then an RBI single by Peyton Newsom. That tied up the ball game 1-1 at the time. Butler couldn't respond in the bottom of the 4th, and Chillicothe took a lead in the 5th. Chris Petrucci singled and then was retired after a fielder's choice allowed Neil Lambert to reach. Kyle Orloff singled out to left field on a ball that Tanner Murphy really had some trouble seeing with the sun at the time. He was shading his eyes to hopefully see the ball, but it had a little bit of trouble. Ball bounced in front of him and then past him all the way out to the Miller Light sign nearing left center field. And in the process, Lambert came around to score 2-1 at the time in favor of the Paints. But the Bluesox responded in the bottom of the frame. Eric Bolton's doubled with 1 out. 2 batters later, Tanner Murphy amended for his error an inning ago, and he singled to drive in Bolton. And the 6th, Bluesox got 2, as I mentioned before, the 2-run homer by Stefan Marconja. Off the bat, weren't quite sure if it was going to get out of here, but it did just over the Zippy's painting repair sign near the left field foul pole. Bluesox got 1 in the 7th as well. Eric Bolton walked. 2 batters later, Murphy singled, and then Murphy came around to score on a double by Pavin Parks, and then Marconja with the RBI triple in the 8th inning. Jaren's rejoining me now, and wow, what a run it's been for the Bluesox. What a week so far for Stefan Marconja too.
Yeah, that was good to see. Not only are we're getting contributions up and down the lineup, but that's what makes a team. That's what puts a team in first place.
Yeah,
you know, like whenever
really
you get
does.
Marconja chipping in with a couple of home runs. Bolton tonight had a double. Top to bottom, I think almost everybody reached base again tonight. That's become a nightly occurrence. In fact, everybody did reach base tonight.
It's pretty wild.
It's amazing.
That's so great to see too. It's just seeing everyone finding a way to contribute in a lot of ways, whether it's that walk, whether it's that RBI triple, whatever they can do. But boy, Jaren, looking up to the success against the Paints this season, now 10-1 overall, 7-0 right here at Kelly Automotive Park too. Yeah. Wow, it's just in 6 straight wins at home too. Yeah. On top of it.
Yeah, 3 more with them on the road at the end of the year. But for tonight, we're going to go tomorrow. We'll have a special broadcast starting at 5:30, because we got the suspended game that we're going to continue, and then we'll have the regular game after that, the 9-inning game. Hopefully, the Bluesox can come out on top again tomorrow because West Virginia is nipping at their heels. But for tonight, the Butler Bluesox are in first place after a 7-3 victory. Time of the game tonight was 2 hours 24 minutes, and Nick Bucci will get the win. He gets his 5th W of the summer, and then Zach Harvey takes the loss after that 2-run bomb he gave up to Stefan Marconja, which put the Bluesox ahead. They didn't look back. And so we'll do it again tomorrow. I said 5:35. Bluesox improved to 25-19, while the Paints go to 21-24. Thanks, everybody out there, for listening. For my broadcast partner, Joel Norman, did a good job as always. For Matt, running the computer for the first time, did a good job. Thanks, everybody out there. We'll do it again tomorrow. And have a great night. And we'll see you at 5:35 tomorrow when the West Virginia Miners come to town.